Welcome to the What's Happening Birmingham video podcast.
Hello, everyone. This is Jarvis S. Scott with What's Happening Birmingham. As you all know, I like to call when I do these live streams at night, WHB Live. So I decided, this being my first week, I wanted to bring on a person who I feel, in my personal opinion, has all of state elected officials I know that go live all the time, no matter what, to keep the public involved. State Representative, District 60, Juandalynn Givan. The one and only.
The one, it's only one of me, one and only, one and only, one and only. Hey, Jarvis.
Well, how you doing, Representative? I guess I'm glad I'm reaching you because as we're speaking, you all are in session.
We are. Listen, we are in session. I just left an event. I came here. We were running a few minutes behind. I got here, and let me just tell you, I'm excited. A little apprehensive at first, but I know you've had other legislators on.
Uh-oh. She went somewhere, y'all. I don't know where she went. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can get her. Uh-oh. Hold up. Your call has been forwarded. Everybody bear with me. I don't know where she went. I'm going to keep this stream going. All right, look like she's coming back on, everybody. Uh-oh. I guess this happens when you go live. Uh-oh. Well, I'm going to hold on a minute while she's going live. As you all know, this is something that I wanted to start doing because I see the trends, what's going on in social media. As far as live stream, there she go. Bring her back.
Okay, I touched something. That's on me. I apologize.
Oh man, I was scared for a moment. I thought the new world. Oh, she touched it again. I guess this happens.
I am.
Okay.
Jarvis, why don't we do this? Let's hold on. Don't go out. Let me see what's going on. Listen, this is his first time doing this, and let me just tell you something. It's not on. Oh, I'm on. I didn't know I was on.
Yeah. I was wondering what was going on because.
Okay. Yeah, it's people, for some reason, this phone will not stop ringing, and I had difficulty getting on in with the computer here in the hotel. So let's just try to work through it, and if we cut out, everybody's used to that. So we're good. Let's go. Let's get going.
Okay. So first of all, one thing about, and you would say this too, that despite all the information that's available to the public, most average Alabama citizens do not know how the legislative process works.
They do not. Unfortunately, they do not, and because they don't know how it works, they batch everyone together, and they crop all elected officials in one batch. And they give us roles and responsibilities. That's just not our role and or responsibility. So with that being said, I'm glad to be here to answer questions. And first of all, thank you for having me, Jarvis.
Yeah. Anytime, and like I kind of extend to any elected official, you all are welcome, to come on the podcast. I know we're in a very, interesting season, but it happens every. That's just the process where it is. But like you said, when they all incumbent elected officials, I always give them an open invitation to come on.
Absolutely.
Talk about, business going on in our state.
Let me just say this about this. There are a lot of people who shy away. I'm an open book.
Mm-hmm.
I can take the bad with the good, the ugly with the, with the pre. It doesn't matter. I'm an elected official. When you become into this arena, I always say it's the business that we've chosen. So I don't run from issues. I don't try to hide. I don't try to sugarcoat the issue. I'm going to give it to you straight, no chaser, because I want you to know. And I
Mm-hmm.
want you to be informed. Now, what I always say though, um, I always say to people, listen, at the end of the day, you have to make sure you know what's going on. And I just want to say to the people that are on, we're in some very, 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 very tough water right now, and we don't really realize it. So when I go live to educate people. I'm not going live to blame. I'm going live to educate. I'm also going live for the purpose of making sure that the people are aware of what's really going on, and especially in marginalized communities. And so there's a lot that's going on here in the state of Alabama. And so I'm glad to be here. And I know we're going to talk about the role of a legislator and the legislative process. And I want to help people understand, because so many people will be electing and voting on legislators or state races. And so we're in a constitutional year where we elect state officers, whether it be a governor, lieutenant governor, your secretary of state, and all of the various, your ad commissioner and all of that. So with that being said, let's go.
Okay, cool. So all right, let's first start off. When it comes to the legislative process, when does it happen? Like, when do you guys go into session?
Well, we usually go into session. Let me just explain how it happens. We are in the quadrennium. The
Mm-hmm.
quadrennium, you all hear me talk about a quadrennium all the time. Legislative term is quadrennium. That means 4 years. So we are elected within 4 year cycles. So every 4 years, our lease is up, and it's the people who will decide to send us back. Every person in this state has a state representative and a senator. We're all members of the Alabama House of Representatives. You have senators, there are 35 senators, 105 legislators. We have 67 counties. There are legislators, however, that represent more than one county, and you see that more often than not in more rural Alabama. I have been
Mm-hmm.
in the House of Representatives since 2010. I've been there since 2010. I'm about to complete my fourth quadrennium, giving me about 16 years in the Alabama House of Representatives. So when does the legislative process begin? The legislative process never ends. You have your federal, you have state, you have
Mm-hmm.
local, and you have your county levels of governance. Most people think that the only person that has a level of governance over them is the mayor. That's not true.
Mm-hmm.
You have your U.S. House of Representatives members. Those are your congressional people. Terry Sewell represents the 7th congressional district where the city of Birmingham is. There are seven seven congressmen here in the state of Alabama. Then you get to your state level. That's when you get into your state representatives. That's why you all are beginning now to see the signs and getting all the text messages. And of course, you have your governor. So we're in a gubernatorial year in which we will elect a governor. Right now, currently representing on the Democratic ticket in the primary is Doug Jones, former Senator Doug Jones. You have Will Boyd as well as Yolanda Flowers. And so we will be going to the polls, those that are Democrats, to pick between one of those three in a few days to run against Tuberville. But the question you asked me is about the legislative process. Let me first explain to you what that means. So many people often say, well, y'all don't do it. No, as a legislator, we have two roles under the Constitution of this state. That is to pass, we are responsible for passing the Education Trust Fund budget,
Mm-hmm.
which that is to put the funding in place for all of public education,
Mm-hmm.
and a general fund budget. The general fund budget covers all of the state agencies, such as your state troopers, your retirement system. You have your all of the various the like I'll say employment office, but it's the labor department. So all of those things we control. So that when you're out there trying to get that unemployment, okay, that's the state. When we're talking about Medicaid reform, that's the state. All of those things that relate to education, that's the state of Alabama. So that process begins every day you wake up. Now, as a legislator, the process begins with me being, and I want to add one thing. The law says we have two things: education trust fund budget and the general fund. But also the law says that you as a legislator are the only individuals who can pass laws. Doesn't say you have to pass. It says that you are the only one. So anyone running for a state legislative seat, when they come to you all and they say, "Oh, I can do this and I can do that," and that's a lie. If they come and tell you they can build a whole mall, that is a lie. If they tell you that they can come and they can bring economic, no, you can help provide through some legislative act working in conjunction with. But to just say that you can get that done, that is a lie. It is I can tell you, it can't happen. Jarvis, you know that it cannot happen. It won't happen. There are certain tax incentives and things of that nature that we can help put into place. Major projects like you see in and around the city of Birmingham and different places, housing tax credits, things of that nature. That is our role. Our role is also to work along with local government, whether it be the county or local, at their request, if it's feasible to do, and whatever we can do to extend an olive branch. But outside of that, you have a mayor, you also have a county commission. Well, the state of Alabama is over all of that. We govern the Mayor Council Act. If we choose today to say we do not want a mayor, we can come here, take a vote. If it passes, that it can be dissolved. There's nothing that says the Mayor Council Act is governed by the Alabama legislature.
Well, I wanted to, not trying to interrupt you. Can you explain, is that home rule? Is that what home rule means?
No, that's not home rule. That's the law. The way the law is set up is that you have classes of municipalities.
Okay.
That is called, and then each municipality falls within that class. But also, the Mayor Council Act is governed under Alabama state law, under the code section.
Okay, I got you.
Under the code section, I think it's 45. I can't remember. I don't want to give you the wrong number, but under the code, there is a mayor council form of government, and under there, it falls under. And just to give you an example, a lot of folks talk about the water, and they question, well, how in the world can the state legislature vote to take over the water system? Well, a municipality is not greater than the state. They're not all sovereign here. And a lot of people don't know that. So there is in the code, it does allow for it. And anything that is public, anything that is public. And a lot of people don't understand that. But yes, so the county commission form of government, if, for instance, when they chose to elect or pick a county manager form, well, we had to give them permission to do that. So that falls under the legislature. And so people need to understand that level of governance that comes. A lot of people don't. A lot of people want these positions, Jarvis. I'm going to be honest, because it's a title, and it's a lot of work, and it's not an easy position, and that's why I don't fall prey to special interest groups. And when I first ran in 2010, they are the big boys. And when I ran in 2010, I ran and I told my people, I'm not seeking. I don't want anything to hamper my efforts when I have to stand up for my people. So, but I have to mention special interests because they do play a big role in Montgomery. But you have to have a mentality like me, unbought and unbossed.
One thing I would challenge people to do too, when you got your free time, go on the Secretary of State website when it comes to the election reports. And that's very interesting. You find out who's donating to whose campaign.
Oh, absolutely.
It shows
It's
everything.
control. It's control. And I've never fallen prey. Listen, I've been down here. If I get an endorsement, I get it. I don't listen. I'm just telling y'all. Y'all know I'm straight and no chaser. That last year there was a situation with an entity, and they had a bill, and it was to do away with they created their own insurance exchange. Well, I questioned the bill. I questioned, and as I should have, because I was concerned, because I knew the bill was greater than what it appeared to be. Well, it is to strip away the Obamacare, the health care. And so you have to also make sure you're knowledgeable. So how does the legislative process begins? There are issues that may be critical to you. You have interest. You do have citizens that may say, Representative Givan, I would like for you to sponsor this bill. Or I would like for you to champion this cause. I will then research it. I'll get with our legislative services. Our legislative services writes all of the bills, working along with the Law Institute. So we, in our building, all of the bills, all of the resolutions that you all see when we give out at funeral services, they're written inside that building. There's a lot of power inside the building at 11 South Union. There's a lot of politics, and as I've said to Jarvis, it's not for the faint of heart. And we don't need any more seat warmers in Montgomery. As we move into the selection cycle, y'all better get somebody in Montgomery that's gonna stand up to Tuberville. I'm just telling y'all, this thing is going to be massive. It's going to be the most critical election cycle. So with that being said, I'm ready to answer any questions, Jarvis.
Okay. And one of the reasons I've been trying to get you on, like I said, for a while, I saw the day when you was talking about the ICE situation, and you was explaining to your viewers about how you felt when it comes to dealing with, encountering with ICE. And I'm gonna let you kind of,
Listen, let me just tell you something. I received something from one of the clerks here before I came in here. I don't know if I can hold it up for you all to be able to see it or not. But one of my clerks sent me something. Dion West, someone sent me this, and it's the City Watch, Montgomery. And it says, I don't know if y'all can see this. I'll try to hold it up. Can y'all see what that says? And it says, I would like to give a warning. Looks like a group of ICE agents are in Huey Magoo's on Bond Road. So that's here in, cover that up. I don't know what that message was, but anyway, long story short, so I said, oh, wow. And even yesterday, so one of my colleagues here is trying to get the clarity. Kenyatta Hassel, he's trying to get the clarity. But let me just say this to you all. I try to educate y'all. The reason I try to educate you all is because I don't want our people to be unprepared with what is going on. And the bottom line is that it's not if, it's when. And we have to get to a point in Alabama, period, that we understand that it's not just an if, it is a matter of when. And we have to be ready. As I stated, I'm not the type of elected official that's going to fudge the numbers. I'm not going to come on and try to lie. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The reason why I'm not is because you as a citizen need to know how you can take best practices or extra steps to ensure that you're okay through whatever the process or processes may be. So that is why the folks who come on my live now call me no chaser. I'm straight no chaser. So Mia Henderson, one of my constituents, started calling me that a few months ago, and I own it. I'm just straight no chaser. I want to protect the people.
Yeah, because we've seen what's been going on up in Minneapolis, that people have literally been killed. For encountering with ICE, peacefully, let's just say peacefully protesting, but the peaceful protests end up, somebody end up getting deleted because they was out there peacefully protesting.
Listen, let me say this, Jarvis, and this is where I was going today.
Mm-hmm.
As I just stated, if it's not a matter of if, it's when.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I wanted to come live today is because I'm seeing what's beginning to happen here in Montgomery.
Mm-hmm.
Montgomery is only an hour and roughly, give or take, 10 to 15 minutes from
Mm-hmm.
Birmingham. If
Okay.
they have come anywhere in this area, they are soon to be in our area. The question is, will we be ready? Also, I want to warn our people. Why? Because these folks are going to be looking. They're going to be looking. I want to be very clear. They are going to be looking in areas such as your Insleys, such as your Bessemers, such as your Lipscomb, such as certain parts of the Fultondale areas, such as your Brooksides. Why? Such as your Green Acres area. Why? Because these are the areas. If you look, they are the most highest outside of Hoover, heaviest populated areas of immigrants, Latinos, Mexicans, whatever you want to call them. They're in those areas. Why is that important? Also, let me just say this. Also, they're going to be looking at the schools. The schools are going to become very important in the equation, because you have many schools now that used to be majority white, that ultimately now started balancing out to be uh, majority black, but now they are majority Hispanic. You have some school systems where in certain schools, their student population is like 60-40. 60% Hispanics are in these schools. So ICE is going to target these areas where they see and feel. They know if you have a school system that has 700 kids in one school and 60% of those 700 are Hispanic, guess what? That's a target area. That's one of the things that was going on in Minnesota. Minnesota became such a target because they had such a heavy influx of immigrants in certain pockets that they became targets. So as we are here in Montgomery and we're talking to folks and we're getting, firsthand information on a lot of this stuff, it's my responsibility to come back and tell you all. It's my responsibility to come back and say, hey, this is what we need to do. This is what's going on.
Well, the thing that comes to my mind, I want you to speak on it. Put your attorney hat on. Is can a normal citizen, if they just say you live next door, and you see somebody, you see ICE knocking on that person's door, can they go over there and interfere with?
They shouldn't interfere. Listen, let me just tell you something. These people crazy. These are people who wear masks, who cover their faces, and who feel empowered and emboldened by doing just such. So absolutely, at the end of the day, the bottom line is this. We better be prepared about what's going on in and around our area, and know this. I'm not going, if ICE is out there, I'm not going to get involved. That's not my job. That's not my responsibility. That is not what I am supposed to be doing, period. I mean,
Okay.
I'm just being honest. I'm being honest. And let me just say this. Another reason I'm being honest is that when I think about the 2024 November election, you had a lot of folks that did not support Kamala Harris that were immigrants, that were Latinos. I don't want anyone to be hurt, but I don't think that that's going to be my battle. I'm not going to interfere. And then this is Alabama and it is Birmingham. And I do believe at some point they are going to run up against some folks that they probably don't want to run up against. And that's my thought on it.
Yeah, and I also see too. I think a couple of years ago, and you can probably go back. And anybody that's then I say if I get corrected by my fellow other elected officials in Birmingham, then Birmingham declare themselves a sanctuary city or something like that.
I'm not going to get in the middle of that, but let me just simply tell
Okay.
y'all. Okay, let's talk. You've been waiting on this, so let me give the people.
Okay.
Let me give the people what they want. The bottom line is where we are with this situation is this. If Tommy Tuberville is elected, Tommy Tuberville has said he is going to make the city of Birmingham a priority. I'm going to give you all straight no chaser. What is the straight no chaser? The straight no chaser on this is this. Did you see the comments that he made back to the mayor of Irondale? Did you see that? That is very, y'all, I posted it on my Facebook page for a reason. This man basically threatened the mayor to let him know I'm coming, and when I come, I'm going to deal with you. That's why I made the post today. The reason why this conversation now needs to be had, because the realization is they are going to try it. They are going to try it. And when they try it, we better be ready. Listen, but the interesting thing about this man coming out against the mayor of Irondale, Tommy Tuberville, well, when Hoover said that they wouldn't have no part of it, y'all know how many Latinos that live in Hoover? They have a catch out corner in Hoover. When y'all see them at those service stations, they're catching out. That's how they do day labor.
Yeah, well, everybody knows that if you lived in Birmingham for years, that like Lorna Road in the daytime.
Absolutely. And so, but the point was, Tommy Tuberville did not say that to Nick Durzis. He said it to the mayor in Irondale. He said it to the black mayor. So that's the whole point that I'm trying to talk to y'all about. Listen, there's in their minds, there's never an even playing field. I'm just telling y'all. Mm-hmm. That man, you did not see not one comment from Nick Durzis from Tommy Tuberville when Nick Durzis said that they would not support ICE. But when the mayor of Irondale says, oh, he has a front page story. Pull it up, y'all, on AL.com, Angela. Pull it up, Portia. Pull it up, OG. Pull it up, April. Pull it up, everybody that's watching. Pull it up. So the realization is we have to understand this. And the only people in America who forget we're black are black people. I'm sorry. The only people who forget that we are black in America are black people. But we are also the only people who fight each other. Mm-hmm. That is one of the reasons, if you begin to look around town right now, I have a friend who owns an apartment complex, Jarvis. Well, one of the problems he has right now, he leases apartments. He has not been able to fully get the apartments ready for a turnover because a lot of the Mexicans and immigrants have already started fleeing. It's no differently than when they fled a few years ago, when they fled and it was, we passed this House Bill 57. That was about 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago. And it was a big deal because all of the immigrants that were around here, they fled because they knew they couldn't do nothing in Alabama. We have a $353 million state house that is being built. I went in there to tour the state house the other day. I promise y'all, I couldn't find 20 Latinos. Now I don't know where they went because they had been working. But something spooked them. So before I came on, I just got a message from my clerk, one of our assistants down here, to say in some part of Montgomery there was a raid going on. ICE was there, so she just sent me the message. It's whatever happened in Montgomery, y'all can pull it up. So I want people to be prepared, but also I want Ray and Pookie and Keisha and Keena and Maine and Boo May, like you just asked that question. That's a valid question. Do we get involved? No, you don't.
Well, they're not just targeting Hispanic people. They're targeting Asian people too.
They are targeting Asian. They are also charging people that they feel are of deep African heritage. Anybody. But the point is, what I said on the live today, get your house in order. And listen, I do not condone hustling. But we know hustling goes on in our neighborhoods. But I don't condone it. But what I'm saying is, don't get yourself caught up in a trap. So that is another reason why I gave that warning. You shouldn't be doing it anyway. But I'm letting y'all know, because what if those folks go in one house looking for someone who's an immigrant, then they run in that house, Jarvis, you know what's going to happen? And they done went in Pookie house. Pookie wasn't ready, or Pookie come out there and maybe come and get in the middle of stuff, then you're going to have a problem. So that's my thought on it. So I'm here trying to monitor down here with my colleague Kenyatta Hassel, who is very concerned down here because what he's seeing. So it's just a matter of when. And let me just tell y'all something about this crazy Tuberville. Now I want to say this to the people who are Auburn fans. When Tuberville and Doug Jones ran against each other for the Senate, on election day, I saw people going to the polls that looked like me in Auburn regalia with the hats, with the shirt, with all kind of paraphernalia.
Mm-hmm.
And they went because they went to vote for Tommy Tuberville. Listen, this is not an Alabama-Auburn game.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say this to the people. This, y'all come closer. This is not an Alabama-Auburn game. This is reality. And you all, if y'all not careful, are going to have a man like Tommy Tuberville in office that's going to have y'all somewhere in the cotton field. I'm just going to be honest with you. This man literally threatened the mayor of Irondale. Pull the comment up, Jarvis. I want you to read it. Listen, he literally, Mike, he literally, y'all, threatened the mayor of Irondale. He didn't threaten Nick Dursey's. Because he's not going to go to Hoover. He's going to come to Ensley, Bessemer, Lipscomb, Riley, Winona, Green Acres, Woodlawn, Center Point. Why? Because all of those areas have high influxes of immigrants.
Yeah, they do.
I'm just being straight up. I'm going to tell y'all the truth. I'm going to tell y'all the truth because I want my people to be educated and I don't want to see my people hurt. I want to make sure that the people that look like me, the people that are black and brown, these people down here starting to go through it. They're going into these neighborhoods, and y'all, I have received message after message. Again, I just received a message from one of my folks, and I'm just telling y'all right now. And listen, another thing, a lot of these houses where our brothers and sisters that are of Hispanic, Latinos, whatever, they go in, they fix these little houses up, and they go and they bring the chickens in the neighbor. I'm just being, now y'all know I'm telling y'all the truth. They bring the chickens in the day, ain't taking the chickens to Hoover. I'm just telling y'all. So I'm glad you asked me to come on because this is a reality. This is a reality and it needs to be discussed. But the realization is, will we be ready? And another thing, the question is, do you step in? I say, no, that's not your job. Have y'all seen these ICE agents? And I'm not trying to scare anyone. I'm trying to help you all. Have y'all seen these ICE agents? Anybody who wears a mask outside of one to help you save your life with COVID, or you in the hospital or fear of contamination, is a bully. These people are empowered because they look. This thing just popped up on my phone. Pull it up. Tuberville Mayor. Pull it up, Jarvis. Pull it up so you can read it to your people. Because I don't want to go out of the thing.
Yeah, let me see where
it just popped up again on it. Y'all see it, Mike? I know there are people that are on the live. Read what it says.
Yeah, I see some headlines. I'm still a Democrat. Former governor on why he's one of Tuberville's biggest supporters. Who is this person?
I don't know who that is, but at the end of the day,
Lieutenant Governor Jared Beasley, a longtime Democrat, is supporting.
You need to go to the one about Irondale. We're talking about the ICE. Go. You can hit AL.com.
I'm scrolling.
But the point is, what he said back to the black man, to the black male. And I don't care what anybody says about the commissioner. She and I tried to warn y'all last year. We tried to warn y'all about what is coming down the road. And that's why I keep saying y'all better keep people in these state seats who know what to do, who know what the law says, and most important, who is not afraid. Because I'm going to tell you something.
Yeah, I mean,
Jarvis has reported up.
Yeah, I'm still screwing. I'm still looking for. I think AL.com now. They try to, and I understand they gotta make their money. They want
Yeah,
you to
go
pay
to
that.
news break. It's in
They got
news break.
they got you. They want you to pay that
Listen,
$1.
somebody, Dolores said chicken and sheeps in West End. They are. Let me tell you something. Y'all are gonna see how this thing is gonna pan out. And listen, I'm not knocking anyone. I'm here to save anybody I can. But I just want everybody to be clear of the reality check that we need to make sure that we give. And I'm just telling y'all, when I went to my we have to sit down with AEA and different folks, in groups, and y'all know I'm a network attorney with AEA. So when I went, this year was the first time we ended up having Spanish translators, those that are
Mhm.
working in the school system. So that just shows you how many. Green Acres, I think maybe almost 40. Green Acres Elementary is almost probably almost close to about 40%, somewhere between 35 40% Hispanic. Y'all didn't know that, did y'all?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and another thing too. So I had noticed this a couple of years ago. In a lot of the schools, they have ESL, English speaking learners, or some ESL somewhere. Like
Mm-hmm.
they have interpreters, um, to help.
Listen,
Um,
these people are trying to run these folks out. Listen, it's there. Y'all gonna hear about a bill in a few days from one of our colleagues, who's a Republican. It is take to disallow any other language other than English to
okay.
be given during your driver's license exams. So, in other words, he don't want no other language except for the English language. This is an attempt to run people, black people, immigrants, anybody who is they feel is black or brown of another color, and especially if you definitely are not legal here, you gotta go. When if you're that bold, Jarvis, and you say you don't want someone, did y'all hear what I said?
Well, and then the thing about it too is, well, a lot of them, like I tell people with this whole immigration thing, is if the um if the immigrants leave, who's going to work their jobs?
They
Because
don't care. Let me
we
just
don't.
say, y'all want me to tell y'all what this is all about. I know y'all waiting. I want everybody to do a drum roll. I'm going to do one for you. The reality is, this is about the fact that white people are so in fear because the realization is in a few days, they will not be the majority in this country. That is what this is about. The Latinos, the Hispanics, the immigrants will be the other brown people will become the majority. This is what it's all about. And there is a fear. The reality check is that all the stats are here. It's already said. Listen, I'm just telling y'all, Titusville, go through Titusville. I'm telling y'all what's going on. And the reality is, it's too many of them, and they have a fear that they are falling farther and farther and farther into, instead of being the majority, they are midways into a minority. And that's what it is. And that's the reality check. I'm just telling y'all what's going on. And there is a fear. See, they can maneuver black folks. Sure, they can. They can't get
Well,
to us. They can't get Jarvis. They can't get to us unless they go through us. What
but then us as black people, we killing each other. So
we're killing
hey,
each other. We
we
drag.
decreasing the
We
population.
take more time to drag each other. Listen, for them, it's never going to be a game of chess versus checkers. It's always chess. We still playing Uno. We are still playing Uno. They are
Now,
playing games. They playing games that we never even thought of. We out here trying to just go shoot a duck. They out here skeet shooting.
another thing I want you to talk about too, and it's coming. I just saw this headline on L.com, and let me go back. I'm gonna read the comment that Tuberville made. Um,
Y'all listen to the comment Tuberville made.
Tuberville, Alabama mayor won't like me very much after stand against ICE raids. And this is relating to Irondale Mayor James Stewart said the city will not assist U.S. immigration and custom enforcement with raids. And his comment is that I don't think the mayor is going to like me very much. Um,
That's a
and
threat. If somebody says, I don't think the mayor is going to like me very much, first of all, you assuming you're going to be governor.
Now, he said, too, that to all our ICE agents in Minnesota and across the country, if you are violently attacked, in his own words, shoot back.
Shoot back. If somebody says to the mayor of Irondale that he is not going to like him, first of all, that means if you win governor, you coming. And if before you get to be governor, you will flip the script and send ICE to Irondale. I'm just saying. So these are the battles that we fight down here. Listen, words have meaning. Your words are your most powerful weapon. Words can build up, but words can tear down. Wars have been fought over words. But this man basically threatened the mayor of Irondale. He didn't threaten the mayor of Hoover. Why? Because that's true red Hoover, a true red Republican base. And at the end of the day, the bottom line is this. He knows that's his base. That's what happened with that Islamic school over there in Hoover. When those people said they did not want that Islamic school, Tommy Tuberville was the first person to give a comment. Now, this man don't even live in the state of Alabama. This is the man that the whole Republican Party just said that ruled, didn't even go before a committee and said that this is our horse. We don't care if he lives in the state. He's going to be on that ballot and he's going to head the Republican ticket for governor. Tommy Tuberville does not have to raise another dime for this gubernatorial race.
Well, hold your teeth. Now we got Miss Katie chiming in on it too. Senator Katie Britt from her Facebook page saying Republicans are not going to walk away from the law or enforcing it. State and local law enforcement officers must, in all caps, work hand in hand and glove with federal law enforcement to get criminal, illegal aliens off the streets. Normal sanctuary cities.
I'm telling y'all, they on that. Listen, they're here in Montgomery. That's another reason why they're making so many comments, because they're already in this area. So it's a matter of when. Now, how bad they're going to be in Birmingham, I don't know, but I know it's coming. So that is why they are making these comments, because of what is already starting to take place here. So again, I can't say when. I just know at some point it will happen. I just want our people to be prepared. So I'm telling everybody, if y'all live in some of these areas, y'all know these folks in those neighborhoods. If they have not already started fleeing, they will flee. But y'all stay out of it.
Now, I'm
not trying to help. I'm not gonna get in the middle of that. I don't support it. I'm just like this. At the end of the day, I want to live. I want my people to live. And y'all fight. And again, sometimes you say what you want to say about Kamala Harris. She tried to tell you. I'm sorry, she did.
Well, this is another headline that's on AL.com. Alabama moves closer to ban on buying candy sodas with Snap.
Well, listen, Jarvis, y'all know what's going on around here. Come on now. Let me tell you something. Y'all act like y'all be so surprised at this stuff. I've been telling y'all for the last few weeks, since 3 months, I said, guys, there's going to be changes to the SNAP program. The Republicans in this state have said that they're going to make modifications. You won't be able to buy sodas. I don't even think you're going to be able to buy cookies. Anything that's like sweets or things that you consider a delicacy, you're not going to be able to buy, because they said that those things are unhealthy and they shouldn't be responsible for helping y'all buy unhealthy foods and feeding y'all fetishes. That's what they said. I'm just being honest. And so do you know what it means, whether you like soft drinks or not? Do you know what it means to seniors? Do you know what it means to elderly if they do want a soda and not able to buy it? I don't see where that's going to be so necessary. But again, they don't want to feel like they're giving y'all nothing. I'm just going to be straight up with you. I may not, I don't drink alcohol. I don't knock folks who drink alcohol. Everybody in my circle drink. And down here in Montgomery, it's two things you're going to do good. You're going to eat good and you're going to drink good. It don't matter what the liquor is, what the alcohol, whatever it is. I made a decision, thank you, Jesus, 5 years ago to give it up. I don't know if it's forever, but I know for right now. But with that being said, there are going to be changes to the SNAP. So they're going to be cutting certain things that you will not be able to purchase. And why I say this is important, y'all may not understand. And I say this to my friends. My friends are desensitized. The people that are in my daily circle are desensitized to the realities. Why? They live good. They drive good. They have good jobs. They moved out of the old neighborhoods. They live in these neighborhoods that are considered to be the places to live. But on the flip side of that, and I want you all to follow me, on the flip side of it, you still have the elderly, you still have the people who may not have been able to get the big job, who may not be able to make every end meet, who is retired, who is now a widower. And whereas we might see $10 for some sodas as nothing, to an elderly person who's on already a fixed income and who has grandkids, whether it be sodas or cookies or whatever it may be, that matters to them. So that is why it becomes important, because let me tell y'all what the highly sought after commodity during the COVID was in the end. And it hit me. Y'all know what it was? Milk. Why? That was why. Because most grandparents and most households have what? Kids. Most grandparents and most households, if you're going to eat anything, you're going to eat what? Cereal. Most of the things that you cook, cornbread, things of that nature, what are you using? Milk. It hit me like a ton of bricks, because, again, to an extent, I obviously had become desensitized. So that is why so many folks started moving toward the Magnificent Milk Mondays, because that was the thing that people, milk. So when you start cutting certain things, such as even just the cookies and, all of those things, the impact, listen, it is the intent of these people to cut out everything. And even when we make the argument, this country has never had more black people than white people. This country has never had more black people on SNAP than white people. Never. There are more white people that are on food stamps in the United States of America than black people. Public housing was not built for black people. It was built for white people. SNAP was not put in place for black people. It was put in place for white people. So the realization is they rather hurt their own, because in their mind, these things here, who is the highest consumer of soft drinks? Black people. I'm just being honest with you all. This is how this stuff works. So now you want to take away cookies. You want to take away the sweet. I think I can't remember if ice cream is a part of it or not. But that's just a realization. So the bottom line is, I'm thankful you asked me to come on, but I want to educate y'all. I want to tell y'all how these people are. Like I said, every man for himself and God for us all. But when I go to Montgomery, I'm going to Montgomery to address the issues. I don't care what you think. There's a reason for the fight. No different than this insurance company that everybody knows who brought this bill. And this is a bill that this is an entity that always talks to me about everything. But that bill, they skirted around. And so the day I went to bring it up last year, I said, what is this about? And you have to take time to ask the question, what is this about? So I tell all y'all better be reading, because y'all gonna wake up, y'all ain't gonna have no. Listen, most of the rural hospitals in rural Alabama are shutting down. You have some women who cannot have a baby or have to make arrangements to move out of their counties so they can be closer to a hospital, because they may have to go 3 or 4 counties over to even get to a hospital to have a baby.
And the thing about it too is that people don't understand that when they close down the rural hospitals, all it does is flood it in the major areas.
It
That
flood. That's right.
flood the ERs up here, UAB, up here, Brookwood, up here, Grandview. You mentioned, notice I didn't say St. Vincent, because St. Vincent's is UAB now. And that's why you see so many,
That's
you
why
know.
our people cannot. A lot of the people who are in our area sometimes can't get service, because there are so many hospitals that are closing down in rural Alabama. And listen, none of this would have to happen if my colleagues would pass Medicaid reform here in the state of Alabama. There's
Mhm.
no reason for us not to have passed Medicaid reform. We were, even when we received the Obama money. Oh, but the Obama money wasn't good enough. The
Oh
BP
yeah.
oil spill money. Oh, but no, it's always been one thing after another. So I see people on my side of the line saying that we can't let this man. No, we cannot. But the realization is he may very well win this election. Listen, people are, my days of telling people, Jarvis, oh, so many people died for you to have the right to vote. Listen, we're dealing with the reality check for us is this, and to your listeners and mine that are on, our reality check is this. We can easily say Martin Luther King marched in Birmingham. 4 little girls were killed at the 16th Street Baptist Church. John Lewis crossed the Edmonds Pettus Bridge twice. It was the first time he was beaten. We're about to celebrate the Jubilee in just a few weeks here in this
Yeah.
in the Selma. But the reality check on it, all of it is this: the kids that we have now raised in the generations, your Gen Gen Zs, and this, that, and the other, and the bottom line is these kids don't know what it is to suffer. So they don't understand what it ever meant for their parents to have been denied a sip of water unless it said blacks only. They do not understand the realities of being forced to go into the back door, not able to sit in the front of the room or where you choose. They do
Mhm.
not understand driving down the street and seeing a black man being hung from a tree. They do not understand the bombing of the 4 little girls at the 16th Street Baptist Church. Fred Shuttlesworth home being bombed on Dynamite Hill. They do not understand the realities and the truth from the Birmingham jail, from Martin Luther King's letter that was written. They don't know what those realities look like when we talk about the Woolworth sit-ins and how people were beaten, hosed, and the dogs were sick on them. So I tell my friends now, we have got to come up with another story and another way to talk to our young people to get them to see the reality. The only time the young people really go to the polls and vote when you're talking about paying off the student loan debt. But the reality in life is that life is more than just a student loan debt. The reality is you now have a system in place where AI is taking over.
Mhm.
AI is going to be the biggest industry. And unless you have the skill set to overcome and beat those machines and the mechanics of all of that, you better make sure you have some sense up here. You better make sure you have a voice that you can speak up with, and you better understand the power of your vote, because all of it is going to tie into everything that I just said. But that's the reality check on voting. But there are over close to 500,000 people somewhat in Alabama at one time who are not registered to vote. The issue
Mhm.
is not the people that's not registered to vote. The issue is the people who are registered to vote and who do not go vote.
And the thing that really, um, really discourages me is that I give you an example. The last, you know, Birmingham election cycle, right? It was so much engagement on the lives, the forums, the comments, the memes, for about 32,000 people to come out and vote.
Well, let me just say this about that race, and I will say this to you all, and Jarvis, I told you early on when I first decided to run, I said, Jarvis, I'm running to save lives. I said
Mhm.
I'm running because I am the only person that is bold enough to stand up and say, listen, to put enough pressure to get someone out of City Hall to act. Had I not done that, so people looked at me and they said, well, no, I'm not pointing fingers. I'm trying to tell y'all that we have got to do something in this city to stop the bleed. We have 12-year-old kids on Saturdays having to take classes to tie tourniquets, because one of the biggest causes of the deaths of many of the folks who were getting shot is because they bled out. I'm not here to criticize anybody. I'm here to put pressure because no one else is saying anything. So they couldn't understand the lives. They were upset. They had picked a team. No, I'm trying my best with everything I have. And now I get calls from folks saying, thank you, Givan. Thank you, Givan. Was I embarrassed that I lost? No, I wasn't embarrassed that I lost. My job was done. It's an experience. But what I will say, what I did learn from that experience is this. We're more concerned about the popularity than the reality. It was more into being able to shame on Facebook. And anybody know me? No, my skin is too thick. Why? I'm too credentialed. Credentialed in this regard. I got God on this side. I have God on this side. I have God above me. I have God below me. And I have a God that totally encompasses me. And when you have God on your side, it doesn't matter. You have to know who you are and whose you are. But the reality check in dealing with the Birmingham politics is that we were so engrossed and involved in the like button, or we were so involved with certain buzzwords that we failed to really understand the dynamics of where we are as a people. What does it mean for us to be able to be informed voters and to pay attention to the process and not be encouraged by the like button? Courtney Paulding, who is now becoming an influencer, and this is what I say to the influencers. A lot of them reach out to me and I have conversations. And what I've said to them is use your platform for something other than the like. So Courtney does this thing. He says, hit that like button, hit that share button. And at the end of the day, that's fine. But use your platform. And I like Courtney because he does hit that like button, hit that share button, but he's going to always come in with reality checks, dealing with tough issues that people don't want to talk about, dealing with ticket traps, where we have cities that are just taking advantage of citizens. We're dealing with potholes, dealing with promises made that promises unkept, dealing with the realities that we still have a truancy issue. Is getting better, but we need to keep an eye on it. Dealing with the fact that we need to do more about crime still. And the reality check even on that is this. And this is the reality check. Mm-hmm. From that election, what I also learned is people don't want the truth. They don't want to accept the truth because they picked a side. But at the end of the day, it's no different than in that race than Kamala Harris. Everything that is happening to us in this country, she tried to tell us. She tried her best to tell us. And nobody wanted to listen. Not enough people wanted to listen. And now everything that she said, we're seeing. We're seeing it. We're seeing ICE in our communities. We are seeing an idiot president who would today say, we just need to move on past the whatever the man Jeffrey Epstein. Mm-hmm. Man, you sat and watched how many little girls be raped. We're dealing with the president. They just finished a whole premiere of the Melania movie. Now, I'm still trying to figure out why in the hell we needed a Melania movie. And I am going to go see it. But let me tell y'all, I'm going to tell y'all why I'm going to see it. We needed a Melania movie to see this woman in action. She will never be Michelle Obama.
Yeah.
Now she wears some bad pieces, but what have you done that make yourself so great that we care to see your life for 20 days? First of all, 20 days,
Mm-hmm.
20 days. This is a woman who lives in a house, in a penthouse that's made out of all kind of marble, gold, and glass.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality check is that's where they are in their mindset. Everything they do is great. So we need to get to a point where we start doing things and thinking greatly. I'm telling people right now, y'all need to start paying attention. Y'all, well, and hold on, Mildred. There are some people who are saying they wouldn't go see. Let me tell y'all why y'all need to go see that movie. And I'm gonna be honest. You need to go see that movie because that woman, it's no way Donald Trump does those things without having somebody who is in his ear. I don't care if he and Melania Trump never sleep in the bed together. That's still his wife, and she is a power player in those decisions that are rendered. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you're gonna see who the real power player is in that movie. Mm-hmm. You're gonna see it.
Yeah, you definitely will.
Just as she moves, that's how he moves. So that's why. And listen, I'm not afraid to engage with Republicans.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they want, or they want to engage with certain black folk, or certain disenfranchised, or certain marginalized people. And then another thing, and I'm closing, Jarvis. The question is, where's the church? Where is the church? I said this regarding the homeless crisis. You have churches whose doors stay closed 5 days, 6 days a week. They open up on Sunday and they close back up. You have churches that have commercial kitchens and
Mm-hmm.
only use them. They don't use them other than Women Day, special programs. I'm just confused. So those are
Mm-hmm.
the things. That's my thought on it. What else you have for me, Jarvis?
Well, one last thing. I want to, and Lord, I know this is going to go into, but just kind of summarize. In your personal opinion, being on the front lines of the Alabama legislature, why can't we not get a lottery here?
Let me tell y'all something about that lottery. There will be a lottery bill that will probably come out. It's not going anywhere. One of the first things when we start the new quadrennium, will be a lottery will be on the table. But let me just say this: that lottery bill will be the most historic, largest dollar bill ever to come through the state of Alabama. That bill, a lottery bill, is that bill is the bill that has been sponsored in more than any piece of legislation.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of corruption. I'm just being, listen, you
Mm-hmm.
talking about some willing and dealing. I'm just being honest with y'all.
Mm-hmm.
We need a lottery. I think we will eventually get a lottery. At issue has always been, first of all, you cannot discount the Indians. The
Mm-hmm.
Indians, we had a legislative reception tonight. So tonight was the Indians' turn. Porch Banner Creek Indians. They now run the Porch Banner Creek Indians.
Mm-hmm.
They now own the Birmingham Race Course. They
Okay.
own down in Wetumpka, the casino, and in Atmore. They rented out Rivello's. That's a real high scale place here. I mean, you rent out Rivello's. Let me tell you something. You done put out some money. They
Mm-hmm.
literally rented out, created their own lounge space down here tonight. But there's not going to be a bill for a lottery that the Indians do not have or not get the majority of what they want. And that issue is they say they want it all. I'm just going to be honest because they're
Mm-hmm.
power players. So I think we will probably get one out. With Tuberville being the governor, if he wins, I'm going to be honest. If he wins, we will get a lottery. I can't lie to y'all. If
But
he
even
wins,
but even with bingo, like for example, everybody knows this back in the 2000s, bingo was so hot that was pretty much the primary source of revenue for like cities like Fairfield,
But they don't
Bryan.
care. You're still in a Bible Belt state. When I did political commentary for Birmingham View, Vicky Howell's show, I was the first person in Alabama to say, to give a political analysis to say that Arthur Davis would not be governor.
Mm-hmm.
I knew people didn't like it, but I did. I said he's not going to win. We are still in what is considered a Bible Belt state.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's all of the devilish things that they do at the end of the day, the reality check is this. They feel not in our backyard. Do y'all realize how many millions and billions of dollars that we send out of this state for a lottery ticket? I'm not talking about millions. I'm talking about billions when you add it all up.
Mm-hmm.
We help to furnish, we help to supply, we help to stack the $1 billion lottery. So all of that money goes out of our state. And guess what? Some of the same folks who vote against the lottery are the same folks that go across the border to get a ticket.
Mm-hmm.
So the reality is, the bottom line is this, and this is the reality. You still live in a society where white is right. And that's just it. And some folks don't want to accept it, but that's the truth. Now, if Mia Henderson was on here, she would be saying no chaser, because that's what Mia calls me, no chaser. I'm still waiting on my shirt too.
Oh, okay. Well, State Representative, if they want to reach you, how can they get in contact with you?
I mean, people can reach me. I'm an open book. Listen, you can call definitely the State House, 334-261-0555. Everybody has my phone number on here. Y'all know how to find me if y'all want to reach me. I ain't gonna give it out on here tonight, but yeah. Listen, hold on. There are some people who are asking me on my stream, on my live Jarvis, some questions. I don't know if they're popping up.
Oh,
but
go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes, we pass up on a lot of things. Oh yeah, Atlanta. Listen, Birmingham was supposed to be Atlanta. The Birmingham area way back in the day, at one time was the number 2 city. The number 2 city to be the big city to be growth. The problem that Birmingham has is that instead of like Atlanta, everywhere you go is Atlanta. In Birmingham, you have Birmingham, and then you have right next door Hoover. You have right next door Homewood. You have right next door Mountain Brook. You have right next door Gardendale and Fultondale. Then you have Centerpoint, and then of course you have Irondale and all those. So Birmingham is all encompassed, where you have so many different cities. And that's one of the reasons. In Atlanta, everything is in Atlanta. Everything is centered around the base of that neighborhood. That's right. Six Flags was supposed to be here. The hub that is in Atlanta for Delta was supposed to be in Birmingham. The city council rejected it. Yeah, I'm just being honest. The Dome Stadium that we should have had. And I'm gonna say this as we're about to wrap up. Y'all need to drive to Huntsville. Jarvis has heard me say this as of late. I'm telling everybody. Y'all need to take a trip and get in you all's car, because that is going to be your reality check of why the census becomes very important. The reason the census becomes important is because if you don't get those numbers right, and if you're no longer the largest city, you get the money as it begins to trickle down. And that means wherever you land, you land. Well, when Huntsville became the number 1 city, when they became the number 1 city based upon the census tract, almost all of the money now goes to Huntsville. And what the only difference in Huntsville and Huntsville took advantage of it. They said, Lord, it's just like when you get some money and you've been broke a long time and the Lord fixed for you. And you say, oh, Lord, thank you, Jesus, Father God, in the name of Jesus, hallelujah. And when I tell y'all, they did this prayer, Lord, Thank you, Jesus. We never thought we would see this day, but we are going to be wise stewards. We are, listen, I ain't looking back, and they have not. I'm just telling y'all. All this foolery mess going up here, power plays up here in Birmingham. Those people are centered. They are focused. And where it used to, when you get off the interstate to head to through normal and all that, they got it's listen, it's like oh my God. Firstly, I have never seen anything like it before. As a matter of fact, we had a regional conference there. Toria was there. Toria is a friend of mine. And listen to this, Jarvis. That was a couple of years ago. I had been there once since then. And I think I had to go take a friend to the Lexus dealer. So I didn't go all around. Oh my God. Just to go back up there a few weeks ago, it is amazing. So that is why the census counts. Someone made the comment that all folks moving back. No, people moving downtown. Birmingham is bigger than downtown. I'm just sorry. Birmingham is bigger, and that's the reality check of what we see. We think that we gauge growth by downtown. You have to gauge growth of your city based upon every neighborhood and every community. And until we get out of that mentality, our neighborhoods are not going to thrive. Huntsville is thriving because everywhere you go in Huntsville now, they are building. I've never been to a city with that many scaffolding stands up where they are building. It's amazing. It's amazing. Amazing. And I'll tell you, well, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to leave that community alone because it's too close to Birmingham. But that's it. So that's what we look for. So with that being said, I hope I have answered some of your questions, Jarvis.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. Like I said, giving your perspective, but also giving an insight into what's going on in the State House, and you just giving that example of what the Porch Creek, the reception is. Like a person not going. I'm just like a person say this way. Person not going to just feed you. They feeding you for a reason. They feeding it's the access. You know what I mean?
If you ever want to get to us, you could get. That's why I say nobody really want to take America out, because if they ever want to get to us, they could get to our food. But I will say this about the Porch Spanner Creek Indians. I'm saying this honestly. They are good partners. A lot of the help that you all saw that we were able to give when this government was shut down, I'm not gonna lie, they came through. A lot of that was sponsored by them. So I'm not knocking them, but it's nothing gonna move on that gaming packet without them.
And I'm not saying that they don't do good. No, they do.
I didn't just want to put that out there.
They do. Yeah, they do a lot of good things.
Yeah, I gotta say that.
And they donate to a lot of. They donate.
They do. But they make a lot of money, though. I'm telling you.
They make a lot of money, but
Wind Creek Casino, between the Atmore and now the Birmingham Race Course. But they are good stewards, because we deal with a lot of corporations where they have a lot of money and they won't even buy a table from you. They won't even buy an ad. So I'm just saying that to say, but we have a lot. Birmingham. What I will say this about the legislature, since we have still have a few folks that have kids, we need to get back to where we make sure that our kids, there is a field trip at least once a year. I don't know what class, if you do it in the 3rd grade or 4th grade, but it needs to be mandatory that during that year, like it used to be. And I don't know if it was mandatory, but it was a part of the plan. You knew you were going to visit the Capitol. We need to make sure that our kids, because listen, they send their kids down here to pay. Listen, in a few days, it'll soon be spring break. For the ones that are not at the beach, they're going to be down here in this legislature, and they use all of that. So, hold on. Go ahead. I wanted to mention something, Jarvis, because I saw the word podcast. Guess who I talked to today, Jarvis?
Who you talk to?
Yes. Will Boyd. Will is coming on Juandalynn G Studio Podcast. I think we're trying to settle on Friday evening because the Super Bowl is Sunday. I want to go ahead and get him on. He and I had a good conversation today. So we're waiting. If not, I may do it Monday of next week. But if it's Friday, y'all don't have nothing to do. And that's what I tell them. They don't have nothing to do. Y'all come on because that's going to be a good one. He is running for governor. And so I will let y'all know we're going to try to run the program promo out tomorrow. But Jarvis, This has been
Well,
great.
thank you. And like I said, I'm going back to that example that, like you said, Porch Creek, any of the in the group, I say the name Alpha, gosh, well, there's a lot of other special interests down there that, that do these receptions. There's a way,
Oh
like
yeah,
you said,
everybody has no. Everybody, listen. Let me tell y'all something. I have never seen when we're here and during the session. It is so much food. I've
mm-hmm.
never seen anything like it before. Y'all have to be there. I'm telling you, it's unlimited. Is there? I mean, if you're hungry in Montgomery during the legislative session, you just want to be hungry. I mean, because we may have 5 receptions a night, 4 receptions. And then not only that, you go to the different some groups will go to dinner and yeah, so it's a lot. Yeah, but special interest, I mean, it's no different than it is in Congress. Special interest
Yeah,
typically
especially
is.
and a lot of them, like you said, I saw a lot of charities that the Porch Creek Indians do. I do think like once if they, I do believe like their vision, what they're going to do for the Birmingham Race Course. Once they get that thing up and running, it's going to be like a little
Oh
like a
yeah, yeah.
that John Rogers Drive is going to be the live man. Cause
Yeah,
it's
it's
going to
gonna be
be.
like it's gonna be live. They're gonna do houses. I mean, listen, they own so much. I mean, it's crazy. I have no problem with them. I'm gonna be honest with y'all again because they are somebody that if you need to reach out to for help, they will help. And if they say they're gonna do it, they are gonna do it. They run a real tight. They run a real tight ship, and you should. But with that being said, it's like someone just said, special interest does drive. Listen, these people, listen, most lobbyists down here, one contract on the low end is 10,000, 15,000.
Mm.
I'm just telling y'all, there are some lobbyists down here, 25, $40,000 a month contracts. So
Oh
could you
wow.
imagine having 2 or 3 contracts at 45, $50,000?
Oh
That's a
yeah.
lot.
Yeah, that definitely is really good.
So a lot of folks chime in on Huntsville. Yes, it is really growing. I think Sherry just said she moved here, but that's a lot. But listen, there are growth opportunities everywhere. But will the money come back to Birmingham? Tell
Yeah.
y'all another thing before we go. If Huntsville gets a stadium, one of these days that Classic is not going to be at Birmingham. If they build a big stadium, I think the Classic is going to be because they can almost balance it out. And I'm gonna tell you where else is growing. Montgomery, listen, just built downtown. They have, I think, 4 new hotels.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to talk before I go. The one I want y'all to pull it up. It's called Elevations.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Stevens Hotel. Y'all need to come and visit this hotel just to come. Brian Stevens is the owner, the curator of the Legacy Museum here.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all have never seen and been inside a hotel like this before. I can tell y'all. He's a brother.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow.
I was given a tour the other day, and when I tell y'all the rooms, oh my God. I've never seen anything like that. And I've been all over the world. Yeah, I mean, no hotel phases me. Everybody know when I go, if I'm there Monday, I want to be at home by Tuesday. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm over that. But this hotel, y'all, it's worth it just to come down here for the purpose of taking a trip. My phone just went out. So yeah. So I don't know why my phone died. I thought I had it charging. So with that
Oh.
being said, yeah, it did. The
Okay.
other
Oh, the other one. Well, like I said, I want to thank you, Representative Givan, for coming on. You know, thank you for your service, to the community. Like I tell people,
bill.
that being a public official is not an easy job.
It's
Like
not.
if you want to be liked or you want loyalty, like they say, go get a dog or something.
Yeah, it's
But
not. It's not easy. It's not for the faint of heart. But I will say what I do know. A lot of people call me now to say, Gavan, listen, I've never not had opposition. I've had opposition since the very first time I ran. Every 4 years, what I say to our team is, let's get ready to run in 4 more years. One of the things is I have I have allowed this position has become glamorized. Sure it has. And because of that, it has become so glamorized that people think they want this position. So they run for this seat, but it's a lot that goes into it. And I'm okay in being in Birmingham and Montgomery. I am okay being in Montgomery and not being liked. I'm okay with that. I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it at all. Period. I don't.
Mhm.
So for me, it's one of those things in which I'm good. I'm good.
Well,
I am
the
good.
thing I want people to take from this upcoming election cycle is I want people to thoroughly you all research these that's one of the lessons of technology. You can Google, like when we be saying things and these, there's gonna be a lot of things coming up in debates and forums. Google the candidates yourself and make a judgment. Just don't
Absolutely.
rely off
Yeah.
of.
And listen, experience matters. I was at a meeting last night, and someone went to a place. They went
Mhm,
to talk to some seniors. So my phone people started calling, and I'm fine with that.
mhm,
But the point is, they asked the candidate, said, "Did you have any questions?" Nobody said a word. That's never a good sign. That means
mhm,
they were cordial to you, they were courteous and polite to you, but also in the back of their mind, they also realize you're running against someone. And
mhm,
because of that, they were courteous to you and they were polite to you.
mhm,
State races, people tend to vote with those people that they are familiar with. Why? Because this is a state level race. So those are the things, and again, I try to help the candidates. I'm not here to harm anyone. And at some point my day will come. I don't know if it will be May 19th or not, but if it does, I'm fine one way or the other. Life goes on. I'm gonna get up just like I did after the mayor's race, and I'm going on. So I'm good with it one way or the other. But Jarvis, I want to say thank you to you for what you do. People think what you do in spreading the word, being a journalist, being a podcaster, running your own site is easy. It's very difficult to get connected to those in politics. And a lot of times people will run for you. I'm not gonna run from you.
Oh
I'm
no,
gonna,
you always willing to
I'm
never
gonna run,
quit.
I'm gonna run to you and I'm gonna tell you what needs to be said. So with that being said, I am so appreciative for being here tonight. It turned out pretty good. I'm thankful that you asked me to come on, and I'll gladly do it again. And hopefully I've given some insight through the reality of where we are with all of these processes.
Oh yeah, and people, I think we have this comment that's people saying stay woke. No, you need to stay awake.
Mm-mm.
Um,
They need to wake up.
yeah, you don't need to be woke. You need to wake because you'll wake up one day and you be like, wow.
Yeah, y'all need to wake up. And that's what I'm telling people. Listen, nobody's going to tell. And listen, we have to get to a point. Like I tell people, also stop going on these pages and criticize and come on these pages and listen. This isn't about like or dislike. That's why I didn't engage in all of the conversation last week about a phone call. I'm
Mm-hmm.
getting in conversations about what can we do to get it right? What can we do to help each other? Because we have so many other people who are against us. We have so many other people who are trying to break us up and we don't even understand it. And we also have the reality check of this one thing. We think that because we're able to walk into these circles, rub elbows with folks, that we have arrived. Let me tell you something. You will never arrive with them.
Oh yeah, and the thing about it too is I was listening to a podcast. I don't say podcast. I listened to a forum yesterday, and a candidate was on, and he said a lot of people so interested in picture instead of policy, and it kind of stuck in my head a little bit
Mhm.
because people are so, you can go on. People love taking pictures with elected officials, but you don't look at people's
You
policies.
don't look at the policy. And like I
Mhm.
said, I'm going to tell you the truth. If it ain't right, it ain't right. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If I hurt your feelings, I love you. I'm hurting your feelings because I'm trying to help you.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
hurting your feelings because I'm trying to help you. And what we as elected officials have to be able to do. And Jarvis, you know this. I can take any kind of criticism for real.
Mhm.
I can take any kind of criticism about my position. I can take it. I don't get mad if you criticize me. Now, only thing I will get a little agitated if you say I haven't done anything, because that's a lie. But to say I haven't done it, no, I'm fighting battles for you can't see. And then also, if you try to silence me, there was a comment made about me a few weeks back saying that, certain people, this person don't want to support me because, no, they want somebody who won't point fingers. Listen, sometimes people pointing fingers at you is that tool that is needed to get you to go and to see where you need to be and to make the corrections. It should not always be thought of to be that someone doesn't like you. They're trying to help you.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to help you. So with that being said, I'm thankful for the years that I've had in the Alabama House of Representatives. And, I know I'm not here to talk about my campaign. We'll come
Yeah,
back.
I'm gonna bring you back on
Yeah,
talk about that.
I'll come back to talk about my campaign.
Yeah,
I'm ready for that. I'm excited. And the House race is different from the city of Birmingham race. And so with that being said, I am thankful to be here. Jarvis, you got anything else for me?
Yeah, well, who's your pick for Super Bowl this Sunday?
I'm doing a reveal tomorrow. Listen, everybody's been trying to get me to do my reveal. I'm gonna do it. I promise the people, and I'm gonna do it because I'm gonna explain why. I'm a Dallas Cowgirl forever. I'm a Dallas Cowgirl. I wanted to be a Dallas Cowgirl cheerleader. But I'm gonna reveal it, and I'm hopefully you can let me come on live, and I'll do the live. I'll do it with you. And people have asked me because people ask me my opinion on a lot of things. But I'm gonna tell you why this time I'm going with the team because I can't believe it. I have been vehemently opposed to this team, but this year I'm gonna do it because I'm gonna do it because it's the right thing to do. Also because it just makes sense. So I think I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Somebody's doing me, Demetrius is doing me owns the spot, the t-shirt shop on right off what Greymount Avenue. No, not Greymount. Third. I think third. Either way it go, everybody know where it is. It's over there in that, like it's either between Greymount and Third. But anyway, Third Avenue.
Okay.
Third Avenue, yeah. And he's doing me a shirt. And I think I'm picking it up tomorrow. And then I'm going to go ahead on and reveal it because so many people have been asking me, who am I going with this year? So I'll reveal it, I think, tomorrow if I get back in Birmingham in time. If not, I'll do it Friday. I'll keep you apprised of the Will Boyd interview. I'm excited. He's excited. And I'm fired up and ready to go.
All right, well, State Representative Givan, Lily Givan. I'm gonna let
Juandalynn, you got to say it's Juandalynn Givan.
Lily Givan.
Yes, that's it.
Thank you for coming on today. Thank you all for watching. You all was very engaging. Like I said, I'll be coming on more and more during the week, kind of like the weeknights because I know everybody at home and more engaged.
They don't have nothing to do at night. They be waiting.
Yeah, I hope to give you some infotainment. I'm not gonna give you entertainment. I'm gonna give you infotainment.
Infotainment. I like that. Jarvis, thank you, and I appreciate you for having me on.
All right. Well, thank you all. Have a great rest of the week and see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching the What's Happening Birmingham video podcast. Please check out our website, app, or subscribe to our YouTube channel for the latest videos today.